All right, let me tell you about the truth of being a chosen one, of being one that doesn't belong here, of being the star seed. It's waking up every morning, maybe even in tears, when you realize that you're in a world that you do not belong in or to whatsoever. That everything you try to do is going to be stopped in some kind of way. That people that you thought loved you will one day end up being your enemy. When you are a chosen one, it does you well not to have friends. As hard as it is on the heart and on the soul and on the mind, you start to realize that those people that you continue to try to make close to you just ends up being people that will turn against you, that will use you, that will get close to you to hurt you. I was sitting here thinking, like, how did I end up alone? Like, did I do this to myself? Maybe I just cut too many people off and this is all my fault. But the thing is that, yeah, you cut people off. That's what happens when you truly enter into. Let's just get off the whole chosen one. For those wanting to be on a spiritual journey and really wanting to start that spiritual journey, things you need to know before you start is you will leave behind any and everybody that you know, that you love, and that you respect. When you really truly wake up and find out the truth of things and who you are and the matrix and all this shit, you are pushed out on your own. Truly, the ones that you communicate with will be the spirit world. Those will be the closest ones to you. And that's not always fulfilling because we still have this flesh. And this flesh wants touch, wants hugs, it wants nurturing, and it needs it. It's a human need. And so you really have to come into self nurturing, self resilience, self encouragement, self empowerment, things like that. And I've been called strong by so many people when they really know my life story. I hear it all the time. You're so strong. I don't know how you have lived through so much, and you know, blah 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 blah. And the thing is, ain't nobody really feeling strong over here. It's more of a must do. I mean, you can't just stop in your journey or you die, right? Or you go back. So that's what I think really is the crossroads right there is once you take this path and you start walking on this path and you start leaving people behind, your friends, your family, you end up by yourself, you end up alone, you end up not being able to call nobody for nothing, like for a dime, for a dollar, for help. You end up everywhere you go, you can see enemies, you can see things starting to happen around you. People start to call you paranoid and everybody not against you, it's all in your head. But it's not. And you know it's not. That's when you really have to like buckle down within yourself and realize that whatever tears you're crying, like whatever you're going through, whatever you need help with, whatever you feel like it's not coming for you, your spirit team will answer that for you. That's why you really have to be in touch with your spirit team. And I haven't been lately, specifically lately, because I've been, stressed out doing different stuff, this and that. But when I feel like my emotions are running crazy and I'm not able to get myself together and feel good about myself and feel like, life is okay, I have to call out to my spirit team and say, hey, I'm emotionally, mentally, physically wore down and I need some help. And you can always go to your higher self or your oversoul, whatever you want to call it, to give you that energy. Do your seed mantras. do your meditations. Go back to the basics of what you used to do when you first started. Because what I realized is when people first start, including myself, we have this passion about us where we are into those routines and we are doing those meditations and we're doing all this different stuff. And then as we grow and things start to happen or change, we get away from those routines or we add on and we take away. But sometimes it just takes going back to the beginning of where you started. So I had a very basic routine when I first started my spiritual journey, and it was the best. Like, I woke up in the morning, I read something empowering or something that will uplift me. I chose a mantra for the day. I did my meditations. Of course, I always woke up and do my gratitude affirmations. I may go outside and just kind of get that fresh air in the morning. That's always good. Definitely, get the body moving, whether that's a stretch routine, 10-minute stretch routine or yoga routine that I would do, or some Tai Chi or Qigong, which is some energy work, or I had it together, right? And then when life comes and kind of hits you in the face a little bit, you start missing out on your routines. You start, you may even start reverting back to some of your old coping mechanisms, some of your old coping behaviors. None of that is what we want to do. But anyway, I'm rambling. The whole reason I made this video was to let you know that if you're a chosen one or you're on this spiritual journey and you feel like, there are some times you just like, I can't do this. I don't have any friends. I'm missing social interaction. When people are talking, I'm not paying any attention to them because what they're saying to me now isn't even on my radar. And I think some of us, especially those of us that are mediums and kind of connected to the whole collective energy, could be feeling a lot because of the virus and people's fears and things like that. I get a lot of channeled information all the time, and what I realize is it's like having the news on all the time, playing in my mind. The news is on. That can be overwhelming, and it can take a toll on your mental health. So if you are a channeler like I am, you may need to take a step back and stop channeling so much, especially right now, especially from the collective and all that, because it's just a lot of weird energy that we may not be able to cope with. Also, cleansing is a big deal. I work with water a lot, like pretty much all the time, but I'm going to start working with earth more to cleanse my energy. So I would suggest whatever you guys do to cleanse, make sure you're cleansing a lot these days. And I think a lot of us are taking on this excess energy, and it could be making us sick in our bodies, sick in our minds, sick in our emotions. So anyway, I just wanted to do a video because I woke up this morning feeling like and I thought, sometimes we have to be vulnerable and we have to let people know that, yeah, we're healers and all this and that, but we're not perfect and we go through a lot of shit. Like, a lot of us are healing you and needing healing ourselves. Like, it goes that way sometimes. So yeah, that's it.